Hey guys, look what I got. That's right, I got the XK A700 Sky Dancer. This thing is a 3-channel pusher prop airplane. It's very similar to the UMX Radian, except for the pusher prop part, of course. However, it's also FPV ready. It's got a little FPV thing that goes where the canopy goes. And it's ready to fly. Alright, so I'm going to quit talking. We're going to open up the box and we're going to see what's going on inside. Alright guys, here's a look inside the box. As you can see, this thing's packaged quite nicely. We've got our main wings right down there. We've got the fuselage coming through there. And we've got our ready to fly radio right there. Battery charger right there. Looks like we've got our international adapter for the charger, which is always nice. This is something you want to keep. That way when you get other things like that, other chargers that come with that international plug, you can utilize it in the US, which is always a good thing. And that's pretty much it for what's inside the box. I'm going to take everything out and then we're going to take a closer look. Alright guys, this is how everything looks outside of the box. One of the things that I am extremely excited about is the FPV canopy right here. Right, so that just sets, slide that in there, rather like that, nice and carefully. Don't want to bust off that foam. Set that in there. Mount your little FPV camera on there. There's a bunch that run off a little 1S battery. I've got 3 of them. So I've got 3 different options to test on this. And I've got some experience flying quadcopters with FPV, as many of my subscribers know, but I really have very little, if any, flying a plane. Now, I've been a little hesitant to try that. I've got my UMX Cub set up to do that. I've just been waiting for a spotter and calm day to do that. However, I would really like to fly this first because I'm guessing, judging by the prop, that this is going to be a little bit slower and I'm going to have a little more margin for error flying FPV with this versus my UMX Cub. And looks like this thing has a skid plate, so it'll make a nice belly lander, so I don't really need to thread the needle like I would on a landing with my UMX Cub. Alright, so I am going to put the wings, install the wings on this thing, and then we're going to take another look. Alright, so the wing install is very straightforward. So you see these holes right there? All you do is put that stick through there on either side and connect it through there. I'm going to quickly do that and then I'll show you the result right now. Alright guys, that was quick and easy. My assumption is that I'll be able to pop these wings off and then put them back in the box. Actually, let's just give that a quick little try here. Each time we go and fly, oh yeah, easily pop that off and pop it back in each time we fly it. That way we can transport it just like my UMX planes and for easy storage at home. Alright, so I am going to put some batteries in the radio and we are going to do a quick motor test. Alright guys, here is what the radio looks like. It's your basic radio here. It is a 3-channel plane, but it's got a 4-channel radio. There are no ailerons with this, so I'm gonna plug in the battery here and I will be right back. Alright guys, I have the battery plugged in. As you can see, that is a 2S300, or maybe you can't see that, but I'm telling you anyway. Alright, so this thing is set up as, it's kind of like the Hobby Zone Champ where the rudder is on the aileron stick and the rudder stick here does nothing. Now, the throttle, on the other hand, definitely does something. Sounds like we got a little energy there. Alright, so now I'm going to set this down and really give it a good throttle test here. So that's at 55%. Yeah. You know what? I'm excited. I am excited to get this thing outside. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow morning to give it a chance to give it a fly. I may be wrapping this video up right now as an unboxing, depending on how the weather turns out tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some video for you. Either way, you'll find out in the next clip, next transition, what is coming up next. Alright guys, here is the Maiden Flight coming up right now. Out of the gate, it's got some decent power. Not that much rudder authority, but not horrible. It's actually not flying too bad, guys. Not too bad at all. Gonna bring it in a little closer. Alright, well there, I'm just doing nothing but gliding. That's throttle cut. Wow, this thing's gliding nice, guys. This thing is gliding nice. This thing is just hanging in the air, guys. I am dealing with some wind, but this thing is handling it really well. I put the battery fairly far forward, just like the instruction manual says. And this thing just does not want to come down. Hey guys, I have not used the motor at all for a bit. This thing is just gliding nice. Definitely likes to turn more towards the left than the right. Coming here for our first landing. Not too bad, guys. Not too bad at all. We are dealing with some wind, but we've got enough power to power out of it, it seems, so that's good. It's not always the case, especially with a glider like this. This thing really flies pretty nice, guys. This is some pretty decent wind that I just came down with pretty smoothly. If you look at the flag over there back in the background, it's kind of choppy, and that was pretty nice. Right, guys, I just caught it. Of course, it had a pretty big wing flex, so you probably shouldn't do that. There you go. That's a wrap, guys. This is the Sky Dancer. Now, we don't have quite as much control on the rudder and elevator as I had hoped. Still, for what it is and at this price point, it is not too shabby at all.